Hello everybody. Today I'll be presenting my midterm project for civil programming, and it is about a game called Tic Tac Toe. Let me talk about the game briefly. It has a board including 9 spaces, which is 3 to 3 square, and also there are 2 players. One is X and one is O. X goes first, and they both have alternate turns. And the second player, O, is a computer. So the computer will be playing against a human. And the game stops in 2 cases. If anyone wins by getting 3 in a row, in a column, or in a diagonal, or it also stops when there's a tie. Tie means there are no spaces left and there is no winner. Players cannot move on empty spaces. If so, the program says about it and asks for it as input. Then let's get started and see how the playing goes. All right. So, guys, you can see our board here. It has 1, 2, 3 columns and 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3 diagonals. And the program says which turn it is for. It is for X. X goes first, as I told you earlier. And let me enter. I'm gonna enter one, and you see. One thing I added here is the program now says to which space I moved. It is number 1, and it's displayed here. And we get the input from the computer automatically, and you can see it here. He chose O, and it's displayed already. And the game continues, and I'm entering 7 and the 04. Then I'm gonna enter 5, then 3. Yeah, you can see here the spaces are not full, but I got 3 in a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, and I'm the winner, and the game stops here. If all spaces are full here and there is no winner in the same place, it'll be saying it's a tie, and the game stops, of course. What if the game starts and I enter wrong number or any wrong input? Let's say I need to enter only numbers from 1 to 9, but I'm entering 45. Then you can see here the program says the space is already taken or you entered the wrong number. Please choose empty space. It keeps asking me until I give it the correct input. I'm gonna enter any correct one. Here you can see it's displayed already, but some programs may get stopped. And the objective of this project was also to handle the problem. I mean, if anyone press Control C, usually the program gets crashed because it causes keyboard interrupt error. Here, let me enter Control C, and you can see the program didn't stop, and it says the input is wrong, and I'm gonna again enter. If I enter again the Control and C, the same goes on. So well done for me. Yeah, thank you. Let me go deeply into the codes here, just explain to you. Here you can see some global variables and the dictionary I will be using throughout the program. And this is gaming now. This is the main function of the game. And it has 1, 2, 3 sub functions and while conditioning. And also here in this part, it will be displaying if it's a win or it's a tie. This is the main body of the game. So this one is for our board. This is also function, and this one is this one current turn. It gets input from the user, and also it checks if the input is correct. Here you can see I added try and accept keyboard interrupt true. which was to handle the issue caused by Control C, which is called keyboard interrupt. So in this part, you can see is interesting thing here. If it is turn X, we'll get input from the user. But if it's turn for O, we don't get input. We just get a random number from the options list which we had here earlier from 1 to 9. So the computer will be choosing from 1 to 9 automatically. And the next one is check if the game is over. So it has two parts, check winner and check tie. So we can decide when the game is gonna finish. And this part checks for winners based on the rows. Uh, and this part checks the winner from three places: rows, columns, and diagonals. And this one is for rows, and this one is for columns, and this one for diagonal. They are all the functions, and we used here conditioning. If this, then see, if we get um, the space number 1, 2, 3 equal to each other, but not equal to empty space, then we get the winner. So if we get any winner from any columns, you can see the game is on gets false, which means the loop stops. The game on is here in the main body, you can see it, while the game is on. So if we get a winner, we get false return from the function, from this function, and the game stops. So the next part is about a tie, and we are gonna check. We have empty spaces in the beginning of the game, 9 empty spaces. But if there are empty spaces, the game continues, but in other case, the game stops. So we can get to know if it's a tie or not from here. And this part handles the turn. If it is X, then O. If O, then X. And in the end of the program, I added, sorry, I think my battery is going down. So yeah, the last one is gaming now, and this is the main function. I put it here, so when I run the program, only this function will be going, and it will include all other functions inside itself. What else important here? Here it was about it. This part checks if the entry is valid or not. You can see I used conditioning, while, and also we used OR operators, and here we used dictionary, and it checks the keys of dictionary and not in. If the input is not inside the board, then also if the input is not inside, I mean it is not equal to space, then it says a gamer, the space is already taken or full, and it asks for another input, and this thing continues until it gets the correct input. Yeah, it's all about it, guys. I think it was clear enough, and my apologies if I couldn't explain well, because it's my first program ever. Thank you for your attention and have a good one. And don't forget to leave your comments if you see anything I could improve here. Thank you.